Hi everyone! Welcome to our lesson on Eco-Mandala Part 1. So today I'm going to lead you through this exercise, and it has 4 different parts to it. The first part is a mindful walk. The second part is to journal down and write down the different characteristics of what we've collected. Part 3 is creating our mandala, and part 4 is taking time to reflect. So let's start with part 1. So our mindful walk. What I want you to do is you and your guardian are going to go for a walk. It may be in your backyard, it might be to a park nearby, wherever you would like. And I want it to be a magical walk, full of wonder. So as you're walking around, if something catches your eye, maybe you're going to walk towards it. We're going to begin to gather our materials, the ingredients for our Eco-Mandala. So, there's a few rules to this walk. Firstly, I want you to try to find things that are mostly already fallen on the ground. So, instead of picking a leaf from a tree, there's probably lots of leaves on the ground that you can choose from. So, I want you to try to find as many fallen objects as possible. And then, if you really think that something would be so wonderful in your Eco-Mandala, it's full of color and vibrancy, and it hasn't fallen yet, there's a rule. We never rip anything off a plant. You want to do so mindfully and gently. So you're going to look around and think, are there any other plants that look like this? Or is this the only one? If it's the only one around, we shouldn't pick that. But if there's lots of that plant around and we're going to pick just 1 or 2, we can gently take from the plant. And as you're picking it, I want you to think in your head, thank you. Feel it in your heart. Thank you for letting me use this for my Eco-Mandala. So as you continue to notice your surroundings, notice your environment, notice the different colors and the different shapes of all these different materials that you're collecting. Once you've gathered all your things, we're going to come back. I want you to pause this video and we'll continue into part 2. All right, part 2, here we go. So now that you have collected all these wonderful items and all these wonderful pieces of nature, we're going to start to journal them and draw them. So as you can see right here, I have drawn a few different things that I collected. We have these yellow flowers, and you may want to write down different characteristics. So they might be soft or gentle, they might be colorful. You might want to look at the different parts of what you collected. Is it a flower? Are there branches, leaves? I really want you to observe all these different characteristics of what you've collected. Here we have a cedar branch. That one really smelled wonderful, so I wrote that down as well. There's a few other things that I drew. I had this beautiful pine cone, a few different leaves that I wasn't really sure of, but I drew all their characteristics and how they're so unique and different. And then I added a red flower at the very bottom. So these are great things that you can use to reference when you're creating your Eco-Mandala. And as I was creating, I noticed, wow, all these different parts of nature, they're so different. And we are so grateful to have all these beautiful gifts. All right, now's your time to get busy journaling those different characteristics. So I want you to pause this video and come back when you're done. Alrighty, wonderful. We're ready for part 3, my favorite part. Now we're going to create the Eco-Mandala. So there's a few things we need to remember. First, we need to find a spot to put this Eco-Mandala. So we're going to create it right in our environment. So I found a spot right here, just behind me. And if you would like to take a look, you can come on over. So here I have a background, And we have to clear the space so that you can consider what color the background will be. As you can see, I wanted a dirt background. So it's all one color, and it's the color brown. As I continued to work, I began to think of this almost like a painting. So what colors did I want to include? What designs did I want to include? And the whole goal of creating this mandala is to think, how can I represent balance? Since we are talking about the environment and our own place within the environment and how we can interact with the environment, how can we create a space and an environment that's more balanced? So I gathered all my materials. Some of them I used, some of them I didn't, but it all started with one little dot. I had a little hole at the very beginning, and you can see here, it looks almost like a nest. And now there's a little ant that's joined the mandala as well. And so we started at the middle, the center and focal point. And then I started to create outwards. I used some of these palms and created more of an expansive design. And then I added some lush green thick leaves in the center to draw your eye right to the middle of the mandala. We added some heavier stones and rocks to give it nice balance and weight. And as you can see, the whole mandala is very symmetrical. We made sure everything was nice and balanced. So this is a time for you to really express yourself and, you know, make it your own, make it very unique. So after you complete part number 3, creating your Eco-Mandala, I want you to just have fun, play. This is such a unique experience, and it's honestly one of my favorite art activities. So have fun, time to create your Eco-Mandala. Press pause, and I will see you for part 4. All right, welcome back. Here we are, part 4. So now it's time to reflect. So since we created this Eco-Mandala in nature, what do you think will happen? As I was creating, I noticed, you know what? There was shade that came that wasn't there at the beginning. And then all of a sudden a breeze would come and some of my petals would fall and float away. So I had to adapt to my environment. I ended up using little pebbles to hold the petals down, but even still, I can't stop the sun from moving. So what this really helps me practice is to let things go. At the end of the day, in nature, there's all these cycles where we create things and then they become destroyed. So whether it's rain or wind or somebody comes with a lawnmower, who knows? But I'm just gonna have to let it be and let it go if that's what's going to happen. So I want you to think about that. I want you to journal. What does it feel like to create something and then have it, you know, let go of it afterwards? I want you to think about what's your role within the environment, any positive or negative impacts that you have within our environment. And I want you to think about how we can utilize our own actions and be more mindful to create a better environment for all. I hope you enjoy this lesson, and I'll see you soon for part 2.